What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to journal, basically, because this is going to be a very important part of your trading success, and this actually might be the ending factor to your trading success. Journaling is very important. So today I'm going to show you guys how to properly journal on a weekly basis so that you can get better and stop giving away your profits. I also talked about this in my last video. That's why I'm doing this video now. I was like, might as well do a video on it and show them how to do it. Cause actually, I didn't know how to. Journal at first either. So if you don't know how to journal, this will be a good video for you to watch because it's simple. So basically, every day that you trade, you should go and journal the setup that you took. So I'm gonna do an example up here for you guys right here. So I'm gonna do this candle day. So this day is August 28th. So I'm gonna, and you can use Discord, but you can also use whatever platform that you want to use. But I just use Discord to do like my notes. So where's August 28th? August 28th. So it says plus 50 points because I won 50 points on this day. August 28th, 2024. Silver Bullet Premium Fair Value Gap. That's the trade that I took. Going into today, I wanted to see lower prices. At first, I didn't like how price looked, but my bias was confirmed when we rejected from the daily inversion fair value gap, which is right here. So you see that rejection off the daily inversion fair value gap. Boom. So you write that in here. So what I do is on my first slide, I will write what I seen on a daily chart and like basically what happened on a daily chart. That would be like my first slide. And then on the second slide, at the opening, price made a Judas swing higher into a 1 hour SIBI and then made displacement lower, creating a change in the state of delivery. So let's go to the hour chart. At the opening, oh, okay. So this was the 1 hour SIBI. So we have our Judas swing up into a 1 hour SIBI. And you see I got that here. At the opening, price made a Judas swing higher into a 1 hour SIBI. It then made displacement lower, creating a change in the state of delivery. So at the opening, 9:30, y'all see that 9:30 at the bottom of the screen. We had a Judas swing higher into a 1 hour SIBI, and then a shift in market structure, creating a change in the state of delivery, and then we traded down to our sell side targets. So that's basically, so you write what on the first slide, I write what happened on a daily chart, and then on a second slide I write what I seen, like what made me take the trade, and then on my third slide I would write the trade. So I'm gonna go to the 1 minute chart because that's where I executed the trade, and it says trade number one. I went short below 50% of the range. At the time, I knew this wasn't the best idea, but I had a fear of missing out of price respecting the new day opening gap. That's where my entry was. Price did not respect new day opening gap and ran up into 50% of the range, causing me to lose due to poor entry. I will learn from this by only taking high probability entries in premium or discounts. So you see, I lost the trade, and then I explained why I lost the trade and what I seen losing the trade, and also this is the important part right here. I would learn from this by only taking high probability entries because I knew this wasn't a good setup. So this is the setup right here, by the way. Oh. So I took a short below 50% of this range, which I never want to do. I never want to do that. And you see I got stopped out. Boom. All right. So if you see my execution video, I won on this day, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not perfect. I lost like right before that trade, but obviously I won my earnings back, but not perfect though. So that's trade number one. I lost that. Trade number two, I went short inside a fair value gap above 50% of the range. Price went inside the fair value gap above my entry. This made me a little nervous as it closed above, but narrative is always more important. I provided myself with positive self talk to trust my motto, and as we made displacement, I was back confident. And I'll show you guys that right here. This is also a little fair value gap. I don't know if y'all see it, but it's a fair value gap right in there. Boom. Now I waited until we got above 50% inside of a fair value gap. Excuse my language. And then we dropped down to the sell side low. So you'll have that in there. So you got your daily slide. What made you want to take the trade? Like what did you see? And then you got your trades that you took. And then under that, I do my pros and cons for the day. So my pros for this day is I stayed patient for the setup. I trusted my motto. I held my trade and took profit without being greedy. I was content with my profits. The cons are I took a short below 50%, resulting in a small loss before I took my real trade. In the future, I will make sure my entries are precise and in high probability areas to take trades. And then I gave myself a B for the trading day. It's like I grade myself on my trading days basically. And then here you just got like the slides, like the most important parts. Like this is the daily chart. So you have mark up what you had on the daily chart. So you have that on the slide. And then this where the Judah swing was at into the 1 hour fair value gap. So that would be on the slide. And then trade number one. And then trade number two. And you do that for every trade that you take for every day. So you should be doing this every day that you take a trade. Um, so after you learn how to journal, this is what you do after the end of the week, so you can tie it all up in one. So this is what you do. I just showed y'all one example, but I'm gonna show y'all a week of examples. So this was day number one for the week. I won 40 points. This was day number two. I won 50 points. And then day number three, I won 55 points. So this is what you do. Good. So you're gonna write the good and the bad that we did for this week, right? So let's read. Going into today, I had a bearish bias, wanted to see price run into the daily BISI. Price ran inside the BISI but quickly reversed. As price ran the sell side low inside the daily BISI, price quickly reversed, creating a breaker. I was anticipating to see if price would respect or trade above new day opening gap. Once we clearly traded above new day opening gap, I switched gears to buy side objectives. And that would be like somewhere over here. Yeah, so new day opening gap is right here. And then we traded above it right here. We traded above new day opening gap. And then that's where I took my entry at right here. So on the slides, you have to make sure that you screenshotting them so it can match up to what you're saying, obviously. Right. So as price broke the fair value gap candle low, I made an impulsive decision to close the trade after I messed up. After this, I messed up two entries. This really wrecked my psychology. I finally got another good entry and price quickly ran to my target and I was fine after this, taking profits without worrying about my mistakes. I can't really hear myself talk because I got my headphones in, so if I can't read, that's probably why. And then, alright, so the pros that I had for this day was I stayed patient and I waited for my setup. I took profits without being greedy and I switched my bias. The cons I had for this day was, well, actually, let's go here first. The good is staying patient, waiting for setups, taking profits without being greedy, switch bias, being able to make quick decision making. And then we're gonna come back to the cons. So we read this one already. So this was stay patient waiting for setup. So we already got that one. Trusted model, held trade and took profit without being greedy and content with profits. So trusted model. So everything I'm writing in this box is everything that I did that resulted in me making profit. So this is all things that is gonna make me money type shit. So where was I? Where was I? So stay patient, wait for setup, held trade, and content. Okay. Being content with profits. And then on our last day, we have going into today, I was expecting lower prices, but price respected the low end of the daily BISI and gravitated towards previous day's high. I'm gonna skip this. I'm gonna just go to my trades. I thought price was going to respect the premium and run lower for sell side lows. I shorted a fair value gap and got stopped out quickly. Two contracts. After losing, I was very content with my loss and it didn't affect me in any type of way. Trade number two. After being stopped out going short, I quickly realized this was manipulation to run higher. I went long inside fair value gap and price had a nice run higher respecting every down candle. After winning this trade, I was content even though I lost previously and could have went home with more profits. So everything I did good on this day was I stayed patient, I trusted my trade, content with small loss, capitalized off small loss. So I will go in here and I was alright. Not affected by small loss. All right, so those are the pros that I did for this week. So let's save it. We're gonna send it. These are the pros I did for this week. Now we're gonna go back and we're gonna look over all the cons. So the cons for the day one was didn't trust setup, exited first entry, took more than 2 trades. Okay, bad. Didn't trust model. T- took more than 2 trades. And and out. Another bad thing I did was what did I do? So I took more than 2 trades. I exited first entry. Okay, all right. So let's go on to the next day. Taking a short below 50%. That's important. That's an important one. Taking setups in the wrong area due to FOMO. By the way, I still won this day, so you can still make mistakes and still have profitable days. By the way, traded inside a manipulation leg, resulting in a stop out. That's the one con that I have for this day. This actually was a very good day. Ignoring initial daily draw on liquidity. I know I spelled liquidity wrong, but I don't care. So these are the goods that I did for the week, and these are all the bads. Right? So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to study this, stay patient, waiting for setups, taking profits without being greedy, being able to make quick decision making, trusting my motto, being content with profits, not affected by small loss. Now, the bad, didn't trust motto, took more than 2 trades in and outs, taking setups in the wrong area due to FOMO, ignoring initial daily drawn liquidity. So now what you do is you filter the good and then you get rid of the bad. So now, since you did your journal, you know what you did good and what you did bad. That's what the journaling is for. And now on a week, you filter out what you did good and bad. And then going into the week, you could either you could write this out on a piece of paper too. Write it out on a piece of paper, or do whatever you want. All the good and bads, and then you study these and make sure you don't do the bads. You you get rid of them slowly. So going into the next week, you're gonna journal. And then at the end of that week, you're gonna filter out what you did good and bad. And then the following week, when you're about to trade again, everything that you wrote good, you try to do that again. And everything that you wrote bad, you try to not do that again for that week. So yeah, that's really how I go about journaling on a daily basis, and then I review that like that on a weekly basis. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, please subscribe and leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.